How do I find customers for my business? We're going to answer that great question in this video. Okay, how do you find customers for your business? There's a lot of ways to do that. That's the beauty about finding customers, and it's a lot of fun. But if you're just starting, my best recommendation is to start first with your friends and family. I'm sure you're on Facebook or a lot of social media platforms. You would be surprised how far you can reach out and let everybody know what your new business is just with your friends and family. I've had a lot of friends open up restaurant type businesses or entertainment or whatever, and all of a sudden as I'm scrolling down Facebook, sure enough, hey, grand opening, or hey, our upcoming dinner for our celebrations coming up, or whatever. You'll see all of that on social media. So that's probably the quickest and cheapest way to start getting your name out there just with your friends and family group. So you could be at a family gathering for a holiday or something like that. Heck, if 4th of July is you're hanging out with the family and just shooting the bull, you're just telling them, hey, by the way, I got into this. I frame art now, so I've got a frame shop. Or hey, I just started a used car dealership, and we buy and sell used cars, and we service cars, or whatever you do. Just let people know in your friends and family that that's what you do. And the best part is you should offer your friends and family what they call friends and family pricing. Give them the best possible pricing you can give them that makes sense, right? You can't do the work for free every single time for every single friend and family member, but just, find out what your true costs are and mark it up a little bit and just give them the best deal out there so that they can't go get that same product or service somewhere else cheaper, at least match the lowest price, right? These are your friends and family, because I hate to say this, if you don't, they're going to go buy it elsewhere. That's what's going to happen 99 out of 100 times. There's going to be that one person out of 100 that just loves you so much and they're going to give you extra money, but that's not normal. That's not practical, and you don't want that. So take care of them. And then on to step 2, and that is word of mouth. So ask all your friends and family, hey, do you mind sharing this post on Facebook or some other form of social media? Or hey, you've got a business, do you mind if I bring some flyers and I put them at your business on the counter, at your restaurant when people are checking out? And I'll do the same for you at my place. I'll let you put my flyers there if you give me a coupon or something like that. So that's another really smart, cheap way of doing it. So friends and family, word of mouth are super strong places to start. And then somewhere that I highly recommend, that I think really you can find customers, is through registering and becoming a member of your local chamber of commerce. It is vital. It is huge. And I didn't do this in the beginning. So full disclosure, I never did it with my trading card business. I didn't know that was something that would benefit me. I mean, I would just go to all the different trade shows and meet people there. And I felt I was doing enough business that I didn't need to go out there and meet people at the chamber. But what's beautiful about the Chamber of Commerce is everybody that's a member is basically another business owner, or they send their representatives for their businesses. And so it's a way to really get to know people and network extremely well. And you'd be surprised. You can save a lot of money with certain things. Maybe somebody is working for a payroll processing company and can give you super cheap rates or something like that. Or maybe, as an example, I remember one time we were going to one of the chamber meetings, and we were there representing our axe throwing business. And we saw Top Golf was there. They had a representative from Top Golf. And, that's a perfect match made in heaven, because their customers are there for entertainment. Our customers are there for entertainment. And we have the ability to talk with one another and say, hey, can we run a promotion and work with you guys? And maybe you run a promotion and let's work together. So there's a lot of different ways that you can work together with other business owners and their representatives, their directors, their general managers, whoever's in charge. And basically, like I like to say, raise all ships, right? High tide raises all ships. So if you can help them succeed and they can help you succeed, you're both going to succeed and everybody makes more. And when you work together with other businesses, it's super powerful, super powerful. So another way is through, say, your neighbors. A lot of your neighbors, especially now online, there's Facebook groups and things like that where you'll have your neighborhood Facebook group. And your neighbors are your neighbors, right? They're living next to you. They're playing catch with your kids. Everybody knows each other. So if your neighbors know what you're doing and you know what they're doing, you can help them out. Maybe you can send some business their way. Maybe, oh, that neighbor, he's a roofer, and he needs a little bit of help with that. Or he, does parking lots or whatever. You can really help each other out just by knowing what your neighbors are doing for a living and helping them out, and vice versa. Let them know what you're doing and exchange business cards and flyers and things like that. So neighbors, friends and family, Chamber of Commerce, if you've got parents at school that you're friends with, I mean, you're going to, the kids' soccer games together, and you're carpooling, you're ride sharing, things like that. Let them know, like, hey, we're into this, or hey, we just opened a little restaurant, a little this, or whatever, and let them know and exchange back and forth. And you'd be surprised, just by, letting them know what you do, they're going to be in a different conversation somewhere down the line, and they're going to start saying, well, wait a second. I know who does that. I know who can take care of you. Oh, Bob over there at, the frame shop. He's cheap. He does great work, and he's my neighbor. You should go see him. That Bob's the best. He's been framing for 35 years. He's anything you've got, any piece you got, he'll take care of you. So these are the kind of things that you've got to think about when you're starting your business. There's a lot of people that have this mindset of when they get into a new business, I've got to immediately start spending tons of money on advertising. Well, some businesses do that, and as part of their business plan and as part of their budget, that's in the cards. So they've already said, for the first month, we're going to spend $3,000 on advertising, and the second month, and maybe by the third or fourth month, we're going to do like $5,000 a month, and we're just going to go everywhere. We're going to do it in print ads and do a little bit on radio and a little bit on TV and whatever. That's fine. Some people do that and they have great success. But the most important thing to do if you're going to start spending money on advertising is make sure you have a system, a program, a software, a website, something that can track the results of all your ads. It's super vital. So you understand whether the money you're spending on those particular ads is actually paying off. Because otherwise you're just basically throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks, right? You don't know if it's working. You're like, well, I advertised in this magazine and this coupon book and did a little bit on radio and did a little bit on TV, and I think I've got more customers, but I don't know where they came from. Well, then when it comes time to renew your advertising contract, or the salesperson that's selling you the ad says, would you like to renew for another 6 months or another year or whatever the contract period is, how the heck are you going to know? And that's what makes it really tough. So you want to find a system. And what I like to do personally is I'll use a website. Like, for example, we'll use a booking platform, say called, there's several out there, but say Bookio as an example. And you've got an ability to create your own coupon codes. And you can call them and name them whatever you want, put the percentage discount or the dollar discount or whatever, and then you can start advertising only that coupon in a specific ad or on the radio. So you can say, mention Fun 555 and get 20% off your next visit or whatever it is. So if a customer calls or goes online and says, hey, I'd like to redeem the Fun 555 code, you track it and you know that, hey, that came from that specific ad that you ran. And so you can also, in those programs, on those websites, you can run sales figures. You can see how many people have done it, how much total revenue that generated, and things like that. And that gives you the metrics that you need to make your decisions. If you ever wonder, like, gosh, how does this guy always just keep bumping up his advertising? He's always on the radio, or I keep seeing his ads in the newspaper or whatever. How does he keep affording that? Well, he's tracking his ads. He could even be old-fashioned and just, be him and his significant other running the business, and they're just keeping all the coupons that they get, and they're keeping track of it. And so they got like a folder, and they're like, yeah, last month we had 87 different coupons redeemed. We spent $2,000 on that ad, and we've been handwriting. Some people are old-fashioned. I'm handwriting how much business this person spent, whatever. They added up. Okay, for $2,000 worth of ads, we generated $10,000 in business. And then he knows his margins, and he's like, we made $4,000 gross profit off of $10,000 in sales. It cost us $2,000 in ads, so we made $2,000 profit off of running that specific ad. That's how you know what's working, and that's what's important. So finding customers in business, there's so many different ways to do it. But what's even more important, like I said, is being able to track how you're getting those customers so that you can intelligently keep spending money on your ads. It's funny because I've seen so many different various places, like when I've gone to, say, charity events and things like that. You would be shocked how much business you could potentially generate at somewhere like a social event or a charity event or something like that. I mean, everybody's there for goodwill. Everybody's feeling warm and fuzzy. They're all wanting to help each other out and help the charity out and things like that. And when people see, hey, you've opened your heart up and you're that true, just a good soul, and you're there to help, and you're not just about making money, and you're there to help with the community, there's so many people that will say, you know what? Hey, the next time I need, let's say you're in the construction business. Hey, the next time I need a deck built on my back, my house, or say you've got a business and you got a building and you want to build something on the end of it or whatever, they're gonna think of you and say, you know what, I'm gonna give you a call the next time I need some construction work done or whatever. And that's where it gets powerful, is you're not going there with the intent to necessarily score any new customers, but sometimes just being real and just being the authentic you that wants to help out in the community and wants to serve and things like that, that goes very far sometimes in business. And don't expect it, but when it happens, you're just gonna smile. You're gonna think of this video and be like, wow, it's like magic. It just happened. So, there's other ways. There's many other, lists and ways that you can bring in new customers. Contests. There's contests. There's times where we've had like raffles at our card store where we're giving away $100 gift certificate or whatever, or, a shopping spree or something like that. And it's free to enter. We just say, hey, come in, you can enter and then come back when we draw or something like that. So it gives customers a reason to come back, and, you're giving stuff away so you can write it off, and you're getting a kind of buzz in the store because you're giving away something for free, and that's great. And we love doing that. And we also I tell you where we get a lot of customers is there's a lot of charities, local schools and churches and places like that that'll reach out to us and say, hey, we've got a school carnival running, or a fundraiser event for the church, or whatever they've got running. And they're like, hey, can you donate something to help us out with our auction? And we almost always do. And, within limits, obviously. I mean, you can't give away the moon, but we try our best to help out as much as possible. And that, in turn, doesn't cost you much. You're giving a little bit away, but you're getting exposed at their event. I mean, they'll put up a color brochure, whatever you give them, with your logo and maybe your phone number and whatever you're giving away. And that a lot of eyeballs are going to see what you gave away. And it only takes like one good customer to do that, right? So if you can turn that customer into a repeat customer that comes back over and over, heck, all you gave away was maybe $50 worth of stuff or whatever, and you earn the customer for life out of the goodness of your heart, it's a win-win. So you got so many different ways you can do it. I'll tell you, one of the coolest ways that I see places do it are, you might have gone to like one of those restaurants or whatever, and they do those like punch cards where you go there and they're like, you're after you visit, you buy like a combo meal like 10 times, your 11th one is free. You've seen McDonald's do it every single year for many years. I don't think they've done it this year or last year, but they do the Monopoly game, where everybody's trying to match a Monopoly and win a bunch of prizes. And they even give out like little free stuff, right? They'll give you you'll pull a tab on one of the cups and it'll say free French fries, or a free milkshake, or a free hamburger, or whatever. And that's barely costing McDonald's anything at all. Barely anything. But what it's doing, it's getting you to remember to go back to see them. Again, customer retention. And so that's huge. I mean, that's huge. That's their system to kind of hook you and keep you coming back in a cycle is, hey, let me give you a little bit of something for free to give you an excuse to come back and see us. And everybody loves free. So anyway, there's tons of ways to bring customers for your business, tons of ways. I hope all this information has helped you out and expanded your mind and given you maybe some new ideas, even if one of them was new. Hopefully that's helpful. If you liked what I'm delivering here, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button below. I'm going to continue to keep delivering. And remember, keep pushing hard and be the hustler.